There's people be hearing you for miles. They're freaking fun. It's fun. It's... We're getting into the heavy wood here. Tamarac's heavy. I should mention that both the saws have modded exhaust, courtesy of the Ironhorse. Wow. What's up, everybody? I think we got to start with talking about what is a muffler mod and what is it doing to your saw. So let's first talk about your stock muffler, and particularly in the newer saws. Your stock muffler is designed by an engineer to meet certain standards for fuel consumption, emissions, and how they achieve that is by adding baffling and stuff to reduce noise, to make it better on fuel. And they throw a lot of junk inside those mufflers that ultimately the trade-off is your performance. You're not getting your full potential out of your chainsaw. So what a lot of people are doing to optimize the performance of their saw is they're, if they're not into porting and don't want to, to start fooling around with the top end and the jug, they'll do muffler modification. Okay. It's as simple as, some guys are drilling holes in their muffler. I've done that. Deflector plates and muffler pipes, exhaust pipes. So what is it doing? Well, we talked about restrictive airflow. What a muffler mod should be doing, if it's done right, is it's going to have your hot gases, your hot air, exhaust easier out of your saw, which will create more airflow coming into the saw. More airflow means higher RPMs, especially when you're under load. Okay, and it's allowing the heat to escape. So that's the simplest concept I can explain to you guys about what a mod is doing. Like, and there's some misconceptions about muffler mods. Like, they're not turning your 70cc saw into an 80cc saw. You're not really getting more power. You're just optimizing the power that the saw already has. Okay, particularly you notice it in throttle response and when you're under load. Okay, you'll have a power band that is sustained. And you'll feel it in the cut. Your saw won't bog down like it would if you have a restricted muffler. My experience with the simple little mods like drilling holes in mufflers and adding deflector plates has led me into a new world of using chainsaw pipes, exhaust pipes. Now, how did I discover this? Well, just like how some of you might be watching this video, to learn about something, I went on to YouTube and chainsaw forums and I started researching what works best. Okay, like I said, there's a lot of misconception out there of what these mods can do, are doing, and there's some kooky ideas out there that just don't work. So one thing that I made sure I did when I decided to try out these mods was find somebody reputable to explain it to me and show me an idea. So I stumbled upon the Ironhorse's YouTube channel. Okay, If you're not familiar with the Ironhorse. Okay, this is where things started to get real interesting. That there is a 372 with the Ironhorse design pipe. He's a character in himself, and he ports chainsaws and modifies them to get better performance. Anyway, he had a very simple idea that anybody could do, and it was this pipe that I'm using and that I've now put on 3 of my saws. Okay, it's cheap, it's easy to build if you're crafty enough to build it, if you're a welder, and it works. I'll tell you one thing: when I put that pipe on my saw and started cutting, I instantly knew I had gains. Now, where were my gains? My gains were, like I said, in the power band. In the cut. Okay, the saw had a higher RPM in the cut, it was more torquey, it had better throttle response, and it was doing a much better job at showcasing chainsaw's performance than the stock can was. Ooh, she's cold out. Okay, I'm off the lake. Whew, that was cold. So my whole chainsaw experience with these muffler mods and pipes just instantly changed with the Ironhorse pipe. The reason why I'm making this video is if you are looking to enhance your chainsaw performance experience and you're not interested in porting your saw or shipping it off. Like for me, if I wanted to port my saw, I'd have to send it away because I live in the boonies here. But you can go into a different place with your experience with these pipes, and the reason why I'm suggesting to start out with the Ironhorse pipe is because it's simple, it's cheap. You can actually buy these pipes on eBay, and that's where I bought mine. I wasn't interested in building them. I'm not a welder. Go check out Tin Man Saws, Ironhorse. There's like 100 or more videos on YouTube about this pipe, and so I mean, naturally, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't that be the one I try? Let me tell you a story about the 572. Because when I was running it stock, when I first got it, I wasn't overly impressed with the chain speed, the throttle response, and the overall performance. Sure, it had power, but it was missing something. My 372 was outperforming it with that muffler pipe. Even before the warranty was up, I slapped an Ironhorse pipe on it. I mean, the proof is in the footage. Go back and watch some of the videos with that pipe. I guess we should talk about the cons of muffler mods and putting a performance pipe on your saw. Well, there's a few, okay? First of all, they're noisy as hell. Okay, if you're like a residential tree guy, you're gonna probably piss a bunch of people off having a pipe on your saw, cutting trees down in towns and suburbs and residential areas, okay? They're loud. You have to have ear protection or you're gonna blow your ears out eventually. Okay, they sound cool as shit, but they're loud. Okay, another con is it will void your warranty. If your saw is under warranty still, if you're putting a deflector plate on your current muffler, you're gonna void your warranty, so just be cautious of that. Okay, in some areas where you are cutting firewood or fallen timber, there might be rules and regulations where you have to have a spark arrestor on your chainsaw. So just be mindful of that if you're modding your current muffler or putting a pipe on that and you need that spark arrestor. You're either going to want to find a way to add it to the pipe, which I've seen people do that, or just have a stock saw for when you're cutting in those areas. Private land, you should be good. Another con is your saw will burn more fuel. The increased airflow and the amount of exhaust that's being exhausted out of it, you're pulling more fuel through the carburetor and it's burning more fuel. Your saw's running at higher RPMs when it needs to be. Hey, if you're just getting into this and you want to try something simple, go with a deflector plate. They're pretty easy to install on your current muffler, and you will get gains. You'll get gains with obviously the exhausting the hot gases, the hot air, cooling your saw down, and you'll really notice it on the throttle response. That's about the gains you get with the simple mods just to your can that you already got on there. So if you're looking at optimizing your performance and you're doing research on it, go with the reputable guys that are doing it, okay? Don't listen to the people that haven't tried it, okay? There's a lot of people that will comment, that have this theory that it makes a bunch of noise and doesn't have any gains. I'm fairly certain, those people have never actually tried modifying their chainsaw, or if they have, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they just had a bad experience with it, because I'll tell you one thing right now, not every design works. Okay, not every mod to your muffler will actually give you performance gains, but this Ironhorse design works. It's a good place to start. So I will continue to use those pipes. I'm interested in exploring some new ideas now and new pipes, and potentially upping my game, perhaps even porting one of my saws. Okay, so I'm gonna continue freaking going further with this because it's fun as hell. And once you get that feeling of a good performing chainsaw, it's hard to go back to one that's not performing well. It's like a freaking addiction, man. So if you have any suggestions, or anybody that builds pipes, or you have a cool idea of a pipe, or you seen something cool on YouTube here, leave a comment, let me know. I'd like to go check it out for myself. That's the video. I hope you all stay well. Okay, winter is almost over. Only a few more months, and that's when the real fun begins up here in northern Canada, when the lakes melt and the rivers start flowing again and the fish start biting. The trees are growing leaves. And, well, it's not so freaking cold. Anyway, take care, y'all. I'll see you on the next one.